Hi, my name is Lena and welcome to my channel, and let's talk about the Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's a body read with Lukash from Luukashist Books, and we have read, in my edition, it 84 pages. We had read I knew Lindale, Valaquenta, and chapters 1 to 7 of Quenta Silmarillion. So this is my brand new reading journal, and I think I will finish it before the end of 2018, because those are my thoughts on the first part of our body read, on the first part, on those 84 pages. And I have tried to read the Silmarillion twice, and twice I failed. First time it was after the first time I read The Lord of the Rings. And I got right up to Valaquenta, and then I thought, well, it's very complex. It's a very complex story. It's need to be studied, not read. So I was kind of prepared to study it, but that actually put an end to my reading. So I failed the first time. A second time I tried to read the Silmarillion was after I have read the biography of Tolkien by Humphrey Carpenter. Throughout the whole narrative, it was told that the Silmarillion was the main work of Tolkien, that it was the work of his entire life. So I tried to read it the second time. This time I made it past Valaquenta, but I thought I cannot retain that much information in my head, and I decided next day to take a piece of paper and to make a sketch, a chart, whatever, of all the Valar and all the Valier, and so that I could see easily at any time who is married to whom, who is brothers and sisters with whom, and who possess what kind of powers. And that put an end to my second attempt to read the Silmarillion. And now it is my third attempt to read the Silmarillion, and now I discovered something that is called Notes on Pronunciation. It's 2 pages in index of my book, which kind of sends you to the index appendix E in The Lord of the Rings. And those are writing and pronunciation of the names in the Silmarillion. Notes on pronunciation. And it would have put an end to my third attempt of reading the Silmarillion if it wasn't for the Lukash and our body read. And I have 3 advice for you, 3 pieces of advice for you. Maybe 2, I'm sorry guys. So my first advice would be find a friend to read this book with, because you might need the support. And the second advice will be just to read it, just to relax, to take it easy and read it without trying to get all the names first time from first 60, 50, 80 pages. Just go with the flow and see what you will pick up just reading without studying, without making complex charts, without studying the pronunciation. I will be butchering names. I know that because I still couldn't get how to pronounce them, because I still kind of waiting to find out how to pronounce this bloody Y, this Y. Uh, so I kind of used the Hobbit, the part when in the movie, the part when the elf girl was healing the dwarf boy. I kind of modeled my pronunciation after that. So never mind. Let's talk about names. Well, first of all, Tolkien was taught ancient Greek and Latin at a very tender age by his mom. So he not only did he can use those languages, not only did he know them, but he could play with them. And he studied old German literature and old German myth just because he liked it. And he delighted the most in the creation of names. And not only the spelling mattered to him, not only the way the name looked on the paper, but also the way it sounded and the sense it carried, the meaning it carried in itself. And in Silmarillion, he has a ball. So not only we have different names for the Valars and Valiers, so for these male and female angels, but we also have names for the horns. Some of them played for sounded for the horse. Some of them wrote for the bows. Some of them used to fire arrows. So, and we have different names for different elvish tribes. For example, for one host of elves, the same elves, we have three names. For those of them who came to the Aman, this land free of evil, where Valars dwelt, we have the name Teleri, the ones who came late because they were late. For those of them who last minute decided not to stay in Middle Earth and not to go to Ammon, we have the name the Phalasrim. For those of them who wanted to come to Amman, but stayed because they looked for their missing leader, we have the name Eglath. In my edition of this book, at the end of it, there is 50 pages of dictionary of this name. 50 pages dictionary of these names. So you can always look there, look through it and find the name you need if you don't remember whom it belongs to. So it was convenient. Then my advice still stands. Just go with the flow, just read, just take it easy. Well, and see what you get out of your first reading. It will help you to read the Silmarillion to the very end. The Silmarillion reminds me very strongly of Bible. The way we have Ilúvatar, God, the Valar, angels, the way that the Valar are not considered to be the children of Ilúvatar, that children of the Ilúvatar is actually the lesser beings, the elves and men. Elves are considered to be firstborn, and men are considered to be secondborn, and dwarfs is kind of adopted. And of course, we have Melkor, the devil of the order of this world. I think it might have been done intentionally, so as we devised our religion from this mythology. I liked the way the world was blueprinted first with the help of music, because at first the Valar were making music, and the vision of this new future world was presented to them. And I think it probably has something to do with the fact that Tolkien was a Catholic. I am not, so I have no idea what music is played in church, what kind of hymns sound in church. It might have something to do with the fact that his wife was educated as a music teacher, and with the music she played and songs she sang. I don't know, but it was very beautiful. It was a very interesting idea, and I enjoy finding bits and pieces of the world I'm already familiar with through The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. For example, about Galadriel during the mentions of Galadriel during Balrog, Sauron. I think the Silmarillion will enrich my next reread of The Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, because now I know that when Gandalf was fighting Balrog, he was actually fighting a demon of might. I'm sorry, a fallen servant of the Valar. So he was fighting a lesser angel that turned bad. The pace of narrative is quite slow, in my opinion, because you are supposed to enjoy the creation of the world you already love so much. So you are enjoying the process. It's a journey, not a destination. That important. Um, it really does read as a mythology. It really does. I have read 84 pages, as I have already said. Um, they have already created the world, the earth, the air, the stars, the sea, animals, plants, elves, and kind of already created dwarfs, but they haven't created yet the sun, the moon, and man yet. And I like very much the way the Tolkien plays with the illuminating of the earth, of the Arda. Those were very interesting. The language is very enjoyable. Tolkien had been writing the Silmarillion his entire life. So if you like his writing style in The Hobbit, you can imagine how good he became at it in the Silmarillion. And compiling the Silmarillion, Christopher Tolkien sometimes chose each chapter from 12 different manuscripts, different variants. So I guess he chose the best one. I enjoy these small stories, this small myth about elves very much. And I enjoy this body read, and I'm glad that Lukash chose it for his The Rereadathon TBR. Thank you very much for watching. Happy reading. Bye.